Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. All right, we're going to get this down between 8:15 and 8:30. We're going to do it. Let's flip this up. Start the camera. Wrong camera. Bear with me. These internet. I don't know why that is. Oh, it's wrong. Wrong camera. There it is. Ooh. All right. Jesus. That's a lot of me in the morning. That. Hold on. All right, let's get rid of the music. All right, Carlos, if you're listening, we're going to change the music this year. There I am. Boom. Who's got internets? We do. We're going to change the music. Let me change this up a little bit so that that's better for you guys. And then we'll go from there. So someone sent me lighting videos. I watched them. I'll get better at the lighting. Until that, this is what you got. That's really all we can do. Let's get some coffee. Let's get to it. But we're getting there. Slowly but surely. We're getting there. All right. So you got a bunch going on this morning that we should probably go through. That over there. And let me drop this because everything's supposed to be eye level. All right, so it's supposed to help us bond. All right. Sure got the right mic up too. Let me go to the right audio. Got the right audio in, got the right camera in. Boom, who's a winner? We are. What you're going to see here, and I'm going to have to open this up a little bit. Maybe I can open it this way for a moment. And squeeze these over and squeeze these over. What you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of selling this morning, especially in the high flyers from where they were last year. And the reason for that's simple. There's just profit. It's just straight on profit taking. That's all it is. It's nothing crazy. Let me just see. I think I can get that even bigger. Yep, there it is. It's just straight up profit taking. There's nothing more to it. I wouldn't read into it too much. It's exactly what it is. You have people that just literally want to take their profit and lock in their gains. So that's exactly what they're going to do now. I wouldn't put it past it. I would say that you're watching a lot of the people look at the Bitcoin names this morning. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You have a high tight flag breakout. Look at this on the weekly. And let me get rid of all my stuff. But pardon me, you should be able to see that. You're way overbought here, but you can see like right in here, that level and how you broke it. And if you clone this, if you just, I think they might let me inverse it here. No, they won't let me do it. If they would, you'd see that this fits in like perfectly. And you can see that right there. I mean, that's just pretty textbook stuff. Inside bar, right? Inside bar, boom. And then it goes. So you don't really get any better than that. And if you were to look at this from a technical standpoint, where does it get to? You're probably heading to that 48.5 level. That's where really that next level should take you to on Bitcoin. So that's really where I'm at with it. That's what I see. I'm not leaning towards buying these things this morning. I'm probably on the other side of those trades, to be honest. The one that would make the most sense to take a look at would be like Coin. I don't know that I want to buy that doji. That's a heck of a move. I would think that you have some sellers coming in there. I would think you have sellers coming in there. I I'm surprised the small caps are getting hit as hard as they are. I'm not surprised by NQ. That's where the meat of the move was, right? So like I would expect Microsoft to come in. I'd expect that. I totally expect that. I expect all these names like ARM. I expect them all to get whacked today, right? I don't really put much value in it. Actually, I'll buy more of them as they come in, but I expect all these things to get hit pretty hard. I've been thinking that technically there was nothing on a chart that could get me really to get involved with it, except understanding what's about to happen, because it's just the way it is. You don't want to pay taxes next year. You pay taxes this year. So this goes on usually for 3 to 5 days. That's what you tend to see with the tax selling. So I don't know that I'd be that worried about it. Now, are you selling bonds because you have your bonds did so well? Nah, you're looking at some of the news that came out today. Maybe you're looking at some of the data that came out today out of China and out of Europe, and you're saying, okay, well, maybe they're not going to cut rates as fast as we think. Okay, that could be one thing. It's a lot. So I think the best course of action to take a look at the bond market today, from my perspective, let me get rid of this. Sorry, guys. From my perspective, I think the best thing to do would be to go, okay, I don't really want to be closing above a 12. I know people say don't chart yield. If it moves, I'll chart it. But I think you want to watch those bond auctions today. I should have that on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to have something, built like an overlay for this. So it looks a little bit better, a little more professional. We're getting there. I had someone that's like helping me try to build one. It was god awful. It was like I did it. I don't know why that's showing the same stuff as previously on the banner. Let me hide the banner. Maybe I didn't save it. Must not have saved it. So let me just go through this data, because that's not right. So you have the ISM PMI. Sorry, guys, I didn't save it. These damn internets. 45 a.m. Bond auctions are 11:30. Bitcoin names up 3%. That's really what I had to go over that I thought was interesting. And Macau names moving. Red Sea issues. These were issues out there that I think you need to be aware of. Apple, EU issues. This is really what I think you should be focused on more than anything, and downgrade. They got downgraded today too. So this was part of what was supposed to be out there. As I think about the rest that I had in here, I'll poke it in. But let me go save and let me hit show. All right, so that'll be a little different now. Sorry about that, guys. I had a better quote today too, but screwed that up. All right. Anyway, so I think you're going to really just have to watch this morning. I would not be in a big hurry here to catch a falling knife. You never know where this is going to go or for how long this is going to go on for. So as I told people in the community, it's real simple. Stay out of the way. Buy the trends. Like ZIM is something that we're in. We're basically back to, we're up a little bit in it again. Maersk coming out and saying, oh, we're going to start putting our ships back in the water. Like, it makes you wonder how dumb people are sometimes. Like, why would you tell people that are actively trying to hurt you what you're going to do? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just baffling sometimes. Like the U.S. saying, we're coming to the Red Sea. Like, what is the purpose of that? So it's like a revolutionary war tactic. Here we come. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, so Maersk said, we're coming back in. We're going to start doing more with the ships. We're going to start shipping again. That lasted a whopping 48 hours. So now what happens is rates go up and other shippers that have other routes will start to get more cargo, let's say, and get more per shipment. And ZIM is the only one that has a route from Southeast Asia to Baltimore. They're the only one that have this one specific route. And that one specific route, I believe they don't have to go through that. So it does benefit them, that one route. So I remember that from before, like a year ago, we were playing with this. So I'm good. I'm fortunate like that. I can remember like little details like that that make a difference sometimes. Anyway, I would pay attention to this. I don't think this is anywhere near done going. I'd watch the other tankers today too. I'd watch TNK, STNG. I think there'll be movers today. As far as, the levels, this is really how I see things, guys. I mean, you broke the on the ES, you broke the 12. Where do I think you can get to? We're going to look at this on the hourly, but there you are. If I drop this here, I mean, you can see what's already happening since 24 opened, right? This shouldn't surprise anybody. Anyone that's been around for a period of time should have seen this coming. You just know that they're going to take their gains. So we're going to start these at between 8:15 and 8:30. So not only subscribe, but click all notifications. I will try and start at 8:15, but let's be realistic. You got to give me a little bit of grace. We need coffee. Things happen. I got to figure out how to turn the computer on. There's things, guys. Here we are. Let's just look at this for a second so that we get what's transpired, what's happened. So right in here, right, you can see the going from gold to green, which is a actual buy signal for me. It's like one of the things I look at, and it tells me which way I'm leaning for that period of time, usually with swing trades. And then if I come here and I see that we flipped from green to gold, and we've already retested that cloud, and that cloud has just got matumboed right up here, right at like 4 o'clock this morning, that already tells me everything I need to know about the day. Like now I'm like that state. What's that state says? Show me. Missouri, isn't that it? So I'm in no hurry there whatsoever. I would watch those levels really carefully. And what you're seeing here is this level right here, that 8:30, it finally made a decision and it broke. So now the question is, well, where do you go to? Can't really call it an H. 48 didn't hold. So then you would just start looking at some of these hourly levels and going, is that going to hold? 47.76. Maybe. If we drop this down and go, well, where's really that next level? We'd start looking at these wicks, right? And seeing how those wicks do. And that's really what you're going to get there, guys. So I don't see more than that. I really don't. I really don't see more than that coming. So I think that's important. I'd watch those levels. Let's go to NQ and we'll pull those up. I think that would be helpful here. You can see it flipped as well right here on the 29th. Then you're coming into this weekend and you just see how it's acting. So there's, again, very little to say or do. 16.882. 16.816. 16.762. 16.6. I mean, they're the levels I would look at. I see the oversold, but you can stay oversold for a while. You can stay oversold for a while. But I expect it to continue like this during the day. I mean, I don't see any reason for it not to. So we'll see. Looks like they're trying, if you take a look here, it looks like they're trying to hold NVIDIA up out of all of them. Maybe they do. Maybe they do hold it. But I don't know. I don't say it. I really don't. But, maybe they do. It doesn't seem like anything's really grabbing, does it? Looks like everyone's going to learn a lesson in tax selling this morning. If they didn't have that lesson before, they're sure going to learn now. This is why we didn't go crazy last week on new positions. I'm just looking at something. Give me a second. So let's go to Tesla because I'll be asked about it. And let's get rid of the pre and the post. And then we'll go here. And I'll have plenty of time for questions because of when I started. But we're going to wrap these up on time from now on. We're going to have to. Let's drop that right there. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to clean all this off. We're going to go this way with it. So you can see what you're really dealing with. See it? All right. So you need to hold there. You need to hold there. This was just straight selling, guys, on Thursday. From Thursday and Friday, it was just straight dumping. I mean, from 65 to 40, 48, just straight dumping. Now you're forming another age. So you need to hold here. You held here before. You held here a couple times since you flipped it. So you really do need to hold this level. It's not a small level. See it? See right in here? So if you break that right in here to here would be my range that I would be looking at. That's where I would be, and that would be my range. You know, if someone's wanting to say 240, because it's not 240. There's a gap there, and if you break here, you're going to break into the gap. Go from there. You know, if you start really looking at this and coming across, you can see this part of the gap back here, and then you're going to have to ask yourself, do you fill this? Because you gapped here, and then you can see it all here, right? So that's on the table, guys, if this starts getting ugly. I'm sure you guys already see this channel trend, but I'll just pop it in so you can see it, right? See it right there? Now, and you can see, someone could even say you should draw it tighter, but let's just leave it there for a minute. Breaks it, pops over, doesn't get there, breaks it. It's there, guys. No matter how you want to say it, that's definitely there. So here's another one too. Isn't there? I wonder if that's anywhere. You can just hit this clone button. I'm going to save you $1,500 from taking a course right there. You're welcome. And is that going to really do what I think it's going to do? Is that going to, look at that. It's like a Christmas miracle. So you flipped it? Okay. So I would watch this channel big time, which makes this level right in here, this 42, 43 level, makes it even more critical. You need to hold that 40. This is what I would really watch today. If you break right here, let me pull these up. So if you break this level right in here, 46.60, you're going to really need to hold that 42.76. Now, maybe you never get there, but you better make sure of it. The video, there's not really much to say. You need to hold 490. You hit 500 like a ton of bricks. So you're going to just really, I mean, there is a ton of selling at 500, a ton. So you're really going to have to watch that, watch how that goes. It's definitely not something I'd be playing with until I got through 500. I don't know that today's the day. I think you're going to have way too much selling, broad-based selling across the board for people with tax consequences and things along those lines. So it's just my thoughts. But we can take questions and go from there. There we go. Questions. Yay. What's up, Finn? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Another blessing. I'll take it. BSX Golden Cross, number 4 IBM. Yeah, I mean, I could see these kinds of names working. I had a channel right here I was watching, and I put a link on the channel right there. And I don't, maybe because I didn't have it drawn far enough, it never went off. I would watch this. I would really watch this name. Yeah, this name makes sense to me. It's definitely a name that's on my radar. Here, let's take a look. You see the volume spike on Friday? So you have people that want in these names. People are looking at this and these types of med device companies. I do. I think it makes sense. I think these kinds of names, let's get rid of this for a second. I think these kinds of names make a lot of sense right now, John. People are going to look for anything that's non-tech where they can put money that has growth. And that's what they're going to do right now. But some of these names are going to get worse and worse. They're not going to get better. They're just they're so due for some kind of correction. Now they have people trapped. But yeah, I like that name, NTX. So I was looking at this. I'd like to see more volume. I've got a lot of nonsense right here. A lot of nonsense right there, John. I think the bear ETFs are there. Yeah, we talked about it on Friday in the community. I think they're there. I didn't do them. I mean, I'm just going to be blunt. Like I pointed them out for everybody, but I didn't do them. I just don't like these kinds of charts. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I think like all those kinds of, all of them, they all look great, and they could keep pushing. Here's what I would do. I would watch our response to the 945 data. There's nothing about that that is remotely redeeming where you're going to look at that and tell me you see something technical, right? Like there's just nothing there. So for me, it's watch 945 data and then watch the auction. This is already telling you that the auction's probably not going to go great today. Last week's auction didn't go great. So I would just want to watch and see how this is going to go and how this is all going to play out, and kind of go from there. But overall, you know, I can't see how I would be I can't see how I'd be a net buyer here. I really can't. So it seems to me that something I would, I'd really just want to pay attention to, but I just don't see it. Like at all. I just really don't see it. You know, I don't see it, man. I mean, I think you're there for a little bit, a couple of days. I think you have a couple of days of it, maybe, but you have so much data coming out, John. Like here, let me see if I can find a way to show you this quickly, because this is kind of important. Is this it? That's Thursday. It's Friday, so this should be Tuesdays. All right, so here, I'm just going to drop it in this way to save everybody time of watching me fumble with the computer. Can you see that? Let's shrink this down. Let's shrink you down. And let's open you up. All right, so you should be able to see that pretty clear, right? So this is what you have today at 9:45, right? Say at 9:45, okay. Then you have the bond auction. Then you go into Wednesday. Then you have PMI. Then you have JOLTS. Then you have more ISM data. Then you have job quits. Then you have a bond auction. Then you have the minutes. Right? That's just between Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you're doing bear ETFs, you need to have one foot out the door and like just be locking in whatever you're going to get. I mean, are job openings going to get better? Probably not, right? Maybe because of December and you're going to have some seasonality in there that they couldn't take out. But I don't see it, man. I just don't see how those numbers are going to be great. I really don't. So I think you have data there, but I do think that some of that data could skew to the upside and then rally you, and then people sell into that rally, right? That's what I think anyway. Well, the 3X ETFs are a completely different ballgame, right? So like the 3X ETFs always end in tears, right? So like everyone's always like, why don't you buy the 3X ETF? Well, this is why I don't buy the 3X ETF, because you came in one day and you're down 10%. And I'm not saying you in particular. I'm just saying that this is why I don't really, like if I have a long-term trade like this is why I don't care, right? Because, okay, so I lost a whopping 2.5%. If I look at this from the rip from here to 67 and you're at 62, okay, you're going to lose, you lost $5. And people say, well, that's equivalent. It's not, because it's actually going to get a lot worse because of the 3X funds. And then if you have another bad day, now it's going to exacerbate it to the downside. So 3X ETFs, the majority of time, unless you are very astute and have very strong hands, you don't really want to be staying in these things when the party ends. So like for me, I would just use the simplest of metrics, right? So I would look at this, like this is how I would look at it. Like, let's say I'm in that trade. I would have a definitive line in the sand. Like for me, if I was in that trade, my demarcation line where I am 100% out of that trade would probably be my 22-day moving average. I would even go as far to say if I did this and I was really concerned, if I closed below the 12, which is the orange line, I'd be gone. I mean, this is already telling you that the party's over in so many stances. It's already telling you party's over. So I don't know that I'd be in a huge hurry to like diamond hands that. Now, TLT is a completely different story because I'm not levered 3x. But you have to realize you're renting this and your expense costs are through the roof. And just because you break down and then the 20-year goes higher doesn't mean you're ever getting back to here. It's going to take you longer because of your expense ratio. People really don't understand that these reset daily. They don't get that. And this is where they run into problems. So I would have something set up like that. I would have a system set up where I'm getting out of them. I came close. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Jacob? Salon, I'm not doing. URA, I will do. I don't think there's much for me to add there and much value for me to go there. ILF, I like. I mean, if I'm going to play that, I don't know why you wouldn't play this. But ILF, I like. Whatever the Israeli one is, that's about to get interesting because Netanyahu just lost a court decision where he was trying to take power away from the judiciary. So that's about to get really interesting, Israel. There's a little battle going on there for power, and he just lost in the Supreme Court. What's going on, Ross? What's going on, Journal? Hey, go, girl. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Jurgen. It's okay. Happy New Year. Yeah, you know what's so interesting about this? People don't even realize. I was talking to someone about this, that this Ozempic drug already has they were talking about this where they already have like these generics. They're not the same dosage and scheduling and device mechanism, but like they were talking about this where this is not going to be as big. I personally don't think this is going to be anywhere near as big as people think it is. I really don't. I think if I was NVO, I'd be out there trying to find out what company I could buy, why my stock price is this high. Because 50% of their stock or their revenues is coming from this drug. I don't think this drug is going to be anywhere near what people think it is. I really don't. I think it's going to be an absolute disaster when people start looking at the long-term effects. But, it's like everything else. Everyone looks at Oprah. Oh, she took it. She lost. Oh, I'll just take a pill. Okay. So, I mean, that's already setting up, isn't it? Look, your 12's pointing down, your 22's pointing down, and you can't get above your 55. Say your 55 flipped. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that, like, you're going to have patience. But I think you have the wind at your. I think you have the wind at your back now for the trade because most institutions and places they're going to want to take that, lock that in, and you really haven't had this setup at all. You haven't had this setup in years that you had here. This is where it flipped like that last time. You haven't had that setup in years, man. So I say it. I'm definitely watching it. But yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you short right into the 55? I mean, this is where you would short it. I think Lilly's more at risk than NVO just because of the way Europe's set up with their short sellers and their taxes and everything else. But I think Lilly's more at risk. But if I was NVO, I'd be out trying to do everything in my power right now to buy like CYTK or anything that's got like a massive, massive drug, a massive potential, because they're going to have a big problem. I think these drugs have major problems. Pfizer, of all companies, stopped their trial because of the issues. People say, oh, that's a different drug. Seems superheated. So just as long as you protect yourself. What's up, Kay? Let's get through these. What's up, Finn? Happy New Year's. We're going to get some new music. Kevin, Goldman, because you're going to ask me about BA. Goldman took BA off their conviction list today. Just FYI. I don't even know where you are now. I think it's based upon the China and European data that came out. I think that's why you're spiking. There's a lot of economic data that came out different than people were expecting. Everything will get crushed today that was up on Friday. This is a good place to strip PLTR. I mean, the thing is, you kind of like have a cult name. Where would I short it? As long as you're below the 55 and you stay below the 55, I mean, like, this is not a hard trade, guys. This is a really simple trade. Like, here, look, let me just show you this to make your life really simple. I use a 12, a 22, and a 55. You should use whatever you want. But like, if I shorted this every time it broke the 55, how did I do? I don't know. I didn't really do that bad, right? I mean, you'd have to hold it into earnings. I'm not sure I would have done that, but see what's going on here? Something to think about, right? I mean, it's pretty easy short if you think about it. I mean, I would not want to be short if it broke above here. What's it going to cost you, $1? What's up, Steve? What's up, Daniel? Yeah, you can. You can, but, you know, as I went through earlier, you got a lot of econ data coming out, man. Blessings, more blessings. I'll take them. Keep them coming. I think you're onto something. So I was thinking about this. Like, I was putting my tinfoil hat on. I should actually get a tinfoil hat, right? But like, I was thinking about this. You got an election year. You're sending ships to the Red Sea. What better time to show that, like, you're strong and in charge, right? Okay, so you show you're strong and in charge, and what's that do? It's going to drive up energy prices, oil prices. But then that could pick up inflation again. So housing is going to have to come down. So how do you get housing down? You get power to cut rates, because then mortgage rates come down. So you spur the economy to get it through 24 so you can get reelected, and then you deal with the recession in 25. So, yeah, maybe buy energy. Maybe buy energy. I can't buy that, technically. I can't buy those, brother. I'm not saying you're wrong. I've been buying this. I'll just be blunt. I've been buying this. I'm not doing well. I've been buying that. I'm not doing great. I think I'm back up in it this morning. And I think I had it in the newsletter. I think we may have already been stopped out in the newsletter. We were either 48 3/4 or 49 and change for a stop, but I'm just going to keep in it. I like it out of all of them. But look at this one. Like, this one's just on a tear. Must be something with the gas stations, because look at PSX, right? Casey's not falling out of bed, but Murphy's is rolling over. So what? I mean, what do they have? You know, better Slurpees. I mean, like, what? Why is that one staying up? Are they making more, and we don't understand how, right? So it just makes you wonder. Like, I mean, they all have different models, but, you know, Hess isn't staying up. I don't know. I think that there's something to it. I'd like to see more. You got to get above the 55 for me to have an interest. Or if I don't have like here, Steve, I'll just be blunt. If I don't have institutional support, I'm out. Whole market's coming in, man. I like IEP, MPW. I'm going to have to wrap this up, guys. No. MSTR I like a lot, but I have my reasons for it. I don't know that I'm doing anything with it, right? We have our stops. We've been leaving it alone. We're doing very well with it. We're in a lot cheaper. Would I be buying these up here? No. No, I would not. I would not. That's where my head is right now. BMI, what was the news on BMY? Did they buy somebody? I'd be careful there. Target Hive, please don't be a penny stock. Please don't be a penny stock. You're killing me, dude. You're absolutely killing me. You got to get to the top of that bar. 566. I wouldn't touch it until I flip 566. Happy New Year, Dan. I don't know. That's the bottom. You might want to slow down, get a cup of coffee, a nice book. I think you're okay there, dude. For me, they are. So you might want to pay attention to those names, guys. EISISRAITEQ. You go look it up. There was a big court case in Israel, and Netanyahu lost the court case. And essentially, he was trying to get more power over the cabinet and judiciary system, and it was shot down. He got matumboed. Elf can drop far. All these names can come in hard. You're welcome, brother. What's up, Jenny? Happy New Year. Apple, I would avoid these. No, they're not. I like ZIM, but that's not why I like it. Another blessing. I'll take it. I think all those names are good. Oh, there you go. One of 2 refineries in the U.S. Only VLO and PSX refine. There you go. Somebody knows what they're talking about. But why? But why this one? Like, why is this one so much better? What's up, Travis? Is Bucky's amazing? PXX focuses on Hess is upstream. Dude, you're going to give me a headache with all this upstream, downstream. EOG, they kill it, right? VRTX is better. All right. Yeah, that IPSC, you're going to see all those little guys do that, right? You're going to see all these little guys take off like that, trading under cash. I'm going to have to jump, guys. Happy New Year, brother. Yeah, there's a couple we were looking at. There's a couple shorts I'm looking at. All right, I got to jump, guys. Trade to win.